Hello, my name is Joe Bindert, and I'm going to be giving my informative speech on land navigation, which is finding your way on foot through terrain, um, different than not really covering the car or like other types of navigation would be maritime or aviation, which most of us wouldn't be able to do anyways. My background in land navigation is through a specialty unit. I was also trained in the military. Uh, the specialty unit had a training selection program. Our selection was based heavily on our ability to land nav. Um, we did that for two reasons, because we needed to use it for work and use it just about every day, and because it was a good way of weeding people out on that unit. I recertified in my abilities every 6 months so that everyone was certain that I could still perform this task. We would often train others in this skill set to bring them up to speed so that they could use it as well. And then we simply used the skill at work just about every day. There's the common thing that people think of with land navigation now is GPS. Um, a lot of current experts recommend that the map and compass are a thing of the past. Um, GPS is a good tool if you know how to use it. It tells you exactly where you're at. Um, it's harder to read though than a map. If you don't have a map uploaded on GPS, you have no idea what's around you other than this is your actual location. And it might only provide you with a straight line of where you need to go, which could mean you're walking up and down some hills. I've seen people use it and it'll take them a lot longer just because they're walking in a straight line, and it doesn't work well at all. There's no, um, these are prone to failure though. If you don't have batteries or you don't have a good signal, they're hard to use. The other thing is you can use is a topographical map and compass. It takes a little bit more to learn this. How to read one though, it's just a bunch of squiggly lines if you're not used to it. And but once you learned how to read a topographical map, you can look and you can see exactly what's that area is going to be like. You'll know if there's a hill coming up or a big canyon, and you can see that if you take a certain route, which might be that straight line that the GPS recommends you take, you're just going to go straight down. Um, because it's a simpler piece of technology, there's fewer things that can fail. It's cheaper. Um, and many people who are competent in both GPS and the map and compass system will actually find that the map and compass are easier to use and use quicker when they're doing their navigational skills. It's best though to learn both because it'll have a backup plan. If one fails, then you can rely on the other. Or if you haven't, if you know about where you're at but not the exact location, you can take the GPS out, find out exactly where you are, reference your map with the coordinates, and say, I'm exactly here, and put your GPS away and find your way out. This has come in handy a lot of times at work. We knew about where we were within 500 or 600 meters, but not exactly. We would have injured people, and we had to get them out the safest way possible. And once we found out exactly where we were able to pick a route rather quickly, relay that information out, and get medical evacuation on the way. When you're doing your land navigation, there's two basic type of techniques that people use. The first is called dead reckoning, and that means that you pick a line. Um, you have your GPS. It says you need to go this direction for 1,000 meters, and you walk straight in that direction. You do it with the map and compass as well. Um, it works really good in flat areas like the desert, where it doesn't matter where you walk; it's going to be pretty much the same. If you don't have anything to walk around, like a mountain or a lake. The other way is terrain association. If you've got hills and draws, canyons. You can look at the terrain around you, look at the map, and you can see where you're at, and you can pick your route because you'll always know where you are based off of that landmark of that hilltop. You can see where that hilltop corresponds to where you're at in the map. Walk around and save yourself a lot of climbing and descending hills, which is takes a lot more energy and it's harder on the body. Both the map and compass and the GPS system will be broken down into coordinate systems. There's three basic types I'll cover right now. Latitude and longitude. It was one of the first ones brought around. A lot of people have heard about it. It's a real good system for pilots, but if you're walking on foot, hiking, camping, whatever, you're gonna. It's very hard to be precise with. Um, we figure about 500 meters is what we're taught is about as accurate as you can get, and trying to find out where you're at on a map, and that's about as accurate as I've ever seen anybody get. Maybe a little bit more precise, but not enough to be significant. The second big type would be the Universal Transverse Mercator, UTM. Real good system for civilian hikers, broken down to a grid pattern, usually a large scale. So that means when you look at your map, it's going to give you a lot more detail, and you'll be able to see a lot more pieces of terrain. Because there's a lot more detail, though, the maps are either bigger or they have less area on them. The third type, the type that I've used the most, is the military grid reference system based on the UTM. It's a little quicker to use because of the way things are broken down, all based off numbers instead of adding some letters in like the UTM system will. Um, the scale's a little smaller, so there's a little bit less detail, but still enough to be very useful and still can get you within 10 meters of where you want to be. Which is pretty accurate, which is about as accurate as the GPS will really give you. Um, the map will cover more area, so you don't have to carry as many if you're going to be moving around a lot or buying maps, which is important. Um, Up until recently, military or federal agencies were the only ones that could get access to these maps, though. And now that almost no one carries the map sheets, which is the technical term for the map, um, they're you can buy them custom built off the internet, places like mytopo.com, and you can have any coordinate system picked out and ordered that way. Um, so that gives you more options at least for your navigational purposes. This is a very basic overview of the different land navigation systems. Technical, takes a while to learn and really become proficient with. But if you're doing any hiking or traveling in the backcountry, not being able to navigate could result in you getting lost very quickly. And if you're hurt, um, you need to get out as quickly as you can or pick the best route because of limitations from an injury. Being able to navigate could mean a big difference in how well you survive that situation. Thank you. Hope you learned something.